Hello guys, SoldToGaming here. Today we're going to be talking about the upgraded starter cars in Nitro type. You may recall a while ago, last year, Nitro type actually upgraded the Jeepers Rubicorn into what used to be a kind of hideous vehicle into something that's actually a pretty good vehicle. Except now all the other starter cars have followed the Jeepers Rubicorn's path and have been upgraded as well. So, I'm going to be getting into all that information with you guys. We're going to be going over what the old ones looked like and what the new ones looked like, so you can tell the difference and everything about that. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. We do Nitro type content like this all the time, so if you enjoy my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I'd also appreciate it if you liked and shared this video with a friend. Liking the video helps me out a whole ton more than you realize, so if you're to like the video, that would be very much appreciated. And I'd also appreciate it if you shared. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay guys, first of all, I just wanted to get something out of the way. I've always hated all of the Nitro type starter cars. Like, in my opinion, they were good, like, starter cars, but compared to, like, any other car in the game, they were absolutely hideous. Even when I first created my account 4 years ago and I was forced to choose between all those starter cars, I hated it. I was like, well, I don't want to have any of this stuff in my garage. Now, in the end, I do have all three in my garage just because I love to collect cars, but it's still like a pain whenever I'm scrolling through my garage and I see one of those. I just hated the look of them. However, with the recent update that we're discussing in this video, they've actually turned into generally good cars, which is actually really weird to see. I'm so used to seeing them and like cringing that now when I see them and don't cringe, it's a little unnerving. Like, it's definitely weird. Here, let's first of all show the Misoux lion. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Maybe someone could tell me in the comments. But basically, on the left side, we can see the old version, the old ugly car we used to have. And on the right side, we can have the new version, the new car, the new skin of it that I honestly think looks so much cleaner. Now, it's very small differences, but the one on the right just looks so much cleaner, and it doesn't look like absolute trash anymore. And even when we pull up the Minnie the Cooper car on the left, that hideous piece of junk, and then we scroll over to the right and we have the new Minnie the Cooper car, like, dang, the new Minnie the Cooper car looks so clean. Like, the new Minnie the Cooper is probably the biggest transformation so far. It looks like a hearse or something, but I don't know, it looks really cool. They still look very similar to their original designs, but yet they're so different and unique now. It's like they're actually good cars now, and that's so weird to think. Like, dang, they used to be like absolutely like terrible cars, the bottom of the bottom. There was a reason why they were starter cars. They were terrible. But now when you look at them, they're actually like good, not like, I wouldn't want to say good cars, but they're not absolute trash anymore. And I know that's kind of mean, and I'm like, I don't want to hate on any of like the artists or developers at Nitro type who like design these cars, but I really didn't like these cars, and I don't think I've ever met someone who's ever like loved these cars either. So like, seeing the cars actually look good now is such a weird thing, and they still carry so much of the old character with them. They still feel like the old cars. If you like them, they still feel like the old cars. However, now they've had like this huge upgrade and they look so much better. It's scary. It's like removing the old and coming in with the new. It's still like the same strategies and everything, and they still have the same vibe about them, but now they just look like they're updated to the times. They look so much cleaner, newer, and maybe it's just a fresh set of cars, just gives you a fresh set of eyes. I don't know. It's a really nice change, however. But again, it is a little weird. Maybe it's just me, but like, seeing the cars and not cringing at the first sight of them is crazy. Like, they actually look kinda good now, but before they looked like the bottom of the barrel. And so now, like, seeing them look good is just something crazy. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm like over analyzing this. Maybe I'm like over freaking out about this. But like, the cars used to be looking terrible. I used to want to sell them out of my garage, despite the fact that at some point I want to have every car in the game. They were trash. They were like trash. I never wanted them in the game. But now, all of a sudden, and they actually look like a good car that I can confidently have in my garage, is just something so weird. However, you may think everything's fairies and butterflies and rainbows. Everything's great. This update, again, is a great update. However, without the original Jeepers Rubicorn, without the original Misoux Lux, however you pronounce that, and without the original Minnie the Cooper, the game feels kind of empty. And yes, I know there's been multiple versions of the past. This is like the third upgrade of the car, but those other upgrades weren't very major at all whatsoever. It was barely a difference. And so it does feel like there's something missing. Like, I would always think like, oh, there's like the top tier cars, there was the bottom tier cars, but then there was also like, they were the bottom tier cars, and they were famously so. And so now, with Nitro Type upgrading these cars, it feels like there's no longer the bottom of the barrel cars, which may sound like an absolute positive. However, it kind of feels like something's missing, if you know what I mean. Like, people loved to hate on these cars. I loved to hate on these cars. They were hideous. But now that they've been upgraded, it feels like a part of the game's missing. The thing that people loves to hate on. That's in every franchise. People love to hate on this, and people love to hate on that. And in Nitro Type, people love to hate on those cars. And without those cars to hate on, it feels like a part of the community is missing. Like, we can no longer hate on those cars. Now you may be like, oh wow, this is maybe a little too deep for just a car upgrade, and you're probably completely right, and I'm probably overreacting, but I hated these cars. And to be completely honest, I loved to hate these cars. They were hideous, and rightfully so. And so now, with them no longer being hideous, it feels like a part of the game is missing. There's no longer the hideous car that I hate in the game anymore, which sounds like a complete upgrade, but it's something that we all love to hate. And now that it's gone from the game, it feels like a piece of the Nitro Type community is missing. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I totally just ruined the mood for you all, didn't I? But it doesn't matter, because I need to plug my channel. So if you enjoyed my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. I'd also appreciate it if you liked and shared this video with a friend. We cover Nitro Type videos like this all the time, so if you never want to miss a piece of Nitro Type news, or you just enjoy my content, make sure you're subscribed. I'd also appreciate it if you liked and shared, and I'll see you guys in the next video. SoldToGaming, out.